Your family is changing. For those of you who this is for, you had a particular experience growing up. Some of you didn't even feel like your family was your family, or your father was your father, or your mother was your mother, whether they were biologically or not. Your family is changing in an amazing way. For those of you who this is for, literally your family dreams are coming true. It's like the first half of your life, and I always like to say your former years, and I'm talking about former and latter in comparison to the Job story in the Bible, where he had his former years where he ended up getting everything wrecked, taken away from him. He went through a lot of trauma and drama. And then his latter days, or his latter years, everything was restored double portion, and his latter days were greater than his former. Some of you, your former days, which are things that you have already experienced in your life in terms of your familial relationships, you can almost think about this as your past life. A lot of time when I'm speaking about these types of concepts on Patreon, I talk about it in terms of that's literally your past life. So for some of you, you had a very traumatic experience in terms of what you experienced family to be growing up. This doesn't mean everything was bad or anything like that. For some of you, it could be like, look, it was all for the most part bad, but we know that even in bad situations, there are certain gems that the Most High always leaves there for us that he knows are ultimately important for us in the long run, okay? Some of you experienced your family life in a way that was toxic. Some of you experience family in a way where it's like I said, you never felt like your family was your family, or there were certain things that were off, or you was literally made to be like that black sheep of the family. Some of you were split from certain relatives that you did feel that connection with, okay? And some of your relatives that you did feel that connection with, they could have passed early in your life. This is the thing. Very strong prophetic message for those of you who this is for. There's going to be somebody in particular. There's a few different ways I'm going to relay this message. For some of you, it's going to apply one or two ways. Some of you, it might be a combination of everything that I'm getting ready to say. So just hold on for a second so that you can hear and know how this relates to you. And it's going to be confirmation. It's going to be something that you feel in your spirit. This is a message for you. Some of you have somebody that's going to be in your life that could have been taken out of your life early on. Let's say you had a certain parent that it was like y'all were split from each other. You're about to have that person in your life, period, moving forward in these latter days. This is so funny because I'm telling you, family, there's a huge distinction and a huge line that has been being drawn, not just on a collective level, but you're also going to start experiencing this in your personal life, where you're seeing that there are literally particular differences, highly distinguished. Even in the message that I posted that was called You're Ready, I think the thumbnail says free in the background, that I posted on July 1st. That is a message for many of you. This is a time where I'm telling you, things that have happened to you in the past, let that go, bury it, because your life is being completely renewed and restored. Your former days are your former days, and your latter days are here now. There are certain characters, there are certain people that have been in your life. A lot of them were used as enemies by the enemy, as agents in your life to derail you from your purpose, to block you, to keep you down, to dim your light, or to not allow you to see the person that the Most High created for you to be, or the life that you were meant to live. What you're going to start seeing is that there are major players that have been in your life in that former day that's not going to be in your life in these latter days. Or at least if they're in your life, they're not going to take the same space as they once did. It's interesting because even as I'm talking about how this message might relate to you, for some of you who this is a parent, let's say there's a parent that was taken out of your life where you were kept away from your mother, or whether you were kept away from your father. And the parent that I'm talking about somebody that you had a connection with, somebody that this was traumatic for you, somebody that you love and you love them, not somebody that didn't want to be in your life. There's another message for those of you in regards to that as well. But this is specifically to where there was like an injustice. This is like if you have two people that love each other and they were ripped apart for deleterious reasons. Now, again, all things work together for good. So there was even a purpose in that. Everything happens the way that it should. But I said that to say, you are now, for some of you who that message is for, this parent that was ripped out of your life, you're going to have a relationship with that parent moving forward. This person might not have been able to be around or be in your life as often as either one of you would like, but that's changing. It's going to be interesting because from this point, and when it starts to happen, you're going to look back 10, 20 years from now, and you're going to see it's almost like God makes up for all the time that you missed. The things that you're going to do with this person, it's going to be things that people that were in each other's lives their entire lives never got the opportunity to do or experience. This person is coming back in your life at a perfect time. When I say there's anything that you thought was missed between you and this person, nothing was missed. It's like we're talking about restoration to a whole nother level. For some of you, this could also be a sibling. Let's say that you have a sibling in your life that you were separated from, for whatever reason, whether, one of you got sent off to foster care, or, you got divided in some type of way, or whether one parent took one and one parent took the other, or whether, y'all were close and then let's say a step parent came in and sent you along your way to another parent, and they're like, no, you're not about to be in my household. However that played out, for some of you, you have a particular sibling in your life that it's like your soulmates. And everybody that I'm speaking about in this particular video, these are soulmate situations. But it's like, let's say you have a particular sibling, y'all are getting ready to come in each other's life to where it's like, why am I hearing like the beat goes on and the beat goes on? I'm still going strong, dun, 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 and the beat goes on. I think that's the song. I don't know. That's like, that just hit my mind out the blue. Some of y'all old school with it, you know what I'm saying? But it's something like you have a sibling, or for some of y'all, it could be a parent or just somebody significant in your family, a grandparent that's coming back in your life, and it's going to pick up and it's going to be stronger than it ever was. Like no devil in hell can stop or take apart what God puts together. I'm telling you, family, like some of y'all are so, even when you're not in each other's presence, even for some of you might be listening to this and you're like, well, I know, but I can't get into contact with this person, or I've been searching for this person. This person has been searching for you too. And the thing about it is y'all have been going through similar life changes. Y'all have similar likes. Nothing has ever been able to separate you. No distance, time, or space has separated the true love that y'all have always had as soulmates. For whatever reason, y'all went separate paths and had separate journeys, but that's coming back together. And like I said, it's almost like people are getting replaced. So let's say instead of that parent or instead of that sibling, you had somebody else that was in that spot. You're going to see where those relationships are starting to take, the back burner in some situations, not all situations, but in some situations, you're going to see where those counterfeit or those superficial or detrimental energy vampire relationships are going to be taking the backseat to the real thing, actually being able to make space in your life. And even as I was going back to that prophetic message that I talked about, that I shared on July 1st, which is called You're Ready. This is why you're ready to stop talking about the drama, stop talking about the trauma, stop even talking about people. There are certain people that, yes, you went through emotional, physical, mental trauma, especially when we're talking about from childhood growing up. Don't even give these people the benefit of the doubt of speaking about them in any type of way, even a negative way. Matter of fact, when you think about these people, if you have to think about these people, try to think about at least one positive thing that you can think about this person, or think about that person, because you have new life changes coming in that for some of y'all have nothing to do with those people. I'm telling you, like your complete family structure is being changed. Another message that I want to get into, those are very specific. Another message that I want to get into is some of you who have certain relationships where you might feel like maybe you had a parent or you had a sibling that was older than you, or people, and you're like, man, they left me, they abandoned me, they didn't even care. You're going to start getting a little bit more information about why things happened or unfolded the way that they did. Some of you, you're going to realize that there were factors beyond even their control to where you have a certain amount of closure that comes from the type of understanding that you're going to get. And for some of you, it was never how you thought it was. And some of these relationships are going to be coming back into your life as well. Okay. Even if you're like, well, I never had a relationship with that person, you're going to be surprised that some of you are going to have relationships that come into your life that is like, how on earth is it that I never talked to this person? I never got to know this person. And I feel like we've known each other for our entire lives. That's how soulmates work. Another thing that I want to say in regards to this is some of you are going to be building the family that you've always wanted to have. And it's not just going to be your perfect fantasy fairy tale, toxic in a way that it works for you, but not for everybody else. But no, you're going to have a healthy family. Like everybody in your family is going to really gel well together and experience your family in a positive way. So let's say you grew up in a broken household, or you didn't have certain things, or maybe everybody was there, but it was toxic or dysfunctional. You're going to really live and enjoy the family that you've always wanted to have. Okay. Some of you are afraid to have children. Some of you are afraid to get married. And this is the very thing that you literally are called and created to do. You're not going to have to force yourself into it. You're not going to have to talk yourself into it. The only thing that you need to do is surrender and let it go to God and be like, look, whatever your will is for me, Lord. I know there are some fears that I have. I know that I'm afraid of marriage. I know that I'm afraid of family. I know that I'm afraid of having children because I don't want my children to go through what I went through. I don't want to, have a marriage situation like what I experienced, or a household or a family like I experienced growing up. And it's like, let that go. Live your best life. Continue to focus on positive things, because some of you who think that is what you've been pushing away or what you don't want, and it's really from a place of fear, you're going to be an excellent mother. You're going to be an excellent father. You're going to have a beautiful family, the type of family that people pray for. And it's interesting because some of you feel like, well, I've never experienced a good family, so how on earth am I supposed to create one? Let God handle that. If you would like personal confirmation on this prophetic message, you can contact me on prettybossTV.com for a personal. I do many different types of personals. I also provide business mentorship as well. So if that's something that you're interested in, again, you can check out prettybossTV.com. Also, if you would like to work through those subconscious blockages that often comes very early in life before we're able to even start really comprehending things, then that's what 30 Days to Success course is created to do. It is our first official course out of Pretty Boss TV, and we do have more on the way. One is actually in process now, which is a business course, an official business course. But before that comes, make sure that you go on prettybossTV.academy, not only to stay up to date with new courses that are going to be coming that you can get at early bird discount prices, but so that you can check out 30 Days to Success, which is the foundational of all courses that I will be posting on Pretty Boss TV, because this is the blueprint to success. This is the work that they talk about doing, that subconscious work, that light work, where you can work through that subconscious blockage, where you can work through that gunk that has been subconsciously holding you back from fulfilling your desires and your dreams in so many different aspects of life. If you would like to enroll on 30 Days to Success course, then you can do that on prettybossTV.academy. Also, join us on patreon.com/prettybosstv if you would like to join a community of like-minded and like-hearted people such as yourself. And if you would like access to the type of prophetic content and much more that we do on YouTube, sometimes on a daily basis, you can find us on patreon.com/prettybosstv. We'd love to have you. Until next time, I love y'all so much, and I'll talk to y'all again, y'all willing. Peace.